Okay, hello everybody. I want to show you another way to put your code, your Python code in the browser. And this time we will not upload our file to itch.io, but we will upload our file into the GitHub repository. So let's see what this code does. Let me let me get into this folder where I put my code for my Pygame input. You see here I have just built the APK to run it into a browser. So we got this program, let's run it, and you see that hello, how are you? So this uses Pygame just to write some text in a box. I will show you as fast as I can what we do. We import Pygame sys and asyncio. We initialize Pygame, create a clock object for the frame rate, the screen size, it's inside here, this object. Then we got this font object to write the text. We got the sides of the rectangle where we have to write the text. We got the color blue and green when we click on the text, and then we got the async def main, where is the while loop that will make the program run, to say so. So if we press the quit button, the windows will shut up, and if we collide with the mouse to the where the rectangle area is, it will set active and false for to change the color. And if we press any key, it will add this key to user text. So user text, here you see plus equal event Unicode. So it will add the character to this user text. It will refresh the screen with this color white, and then it will, what it does for every frame, draws the rectangle of the color green or blue, and then render the text that we insert typing into as a surface of color white. So it renders this surface and then bleeds the text onto the rectangle with our text for every frame, and it updates the width of the rectangle so that the box, as you have probably seen, it gets bigger as the text is. Then we'll update the screen. The clock is at 60 frames per second, and we will write this to use into the conversion to the of the to use the Python into the the browser. So we call this code main.py. We go up from one folder. Um, we open the command line and we do pigbag, and then the name of the folder where the main.py file is pigbag, the pygame input. I've called it this way, and I forget a G. So now I should be able to see if the code is running into the browser. Opening the browser and going to localhost column 8000, it should work. Maybe it has to load the module pygame, load something before it runs, and the first time maybe sometimes takes. Let me see if everything worked fine. Okay, it take some time. Maybe my line is a little slow, and you see that you can write inside the browser. Now, as I said, you can go to each IO and upload this file into as your project as an HTML file. We have seen this in a previous video, but now I want to make you see how you can do it also in your GitHub repository, where you can well, let me show you. I got my repository that is called formazione, and this is formazione.github.io, because you know that you can create a splash page that runs in internet that you can look at. If you create a project into your a repository into your GitHub repository. In my case, my repository is called, my GitHub account is called Formazione. Then I created a repository called formazione.github.io, so that if I put a file, an index file into it, I can use formazione.github.io to run this index file, and I can run other and put other HTML files to run them into the browser. So what I've done, I've put my these files here that have been created when I have run Pigbag. Let's go back into my Pygame input folder. So you have seen that I got into this folder my main file here, main.py file, and you have seen that when I've run the command in the previous folder here, I've run cmd and then Pigbag. I remember you that you have to install Pigbag with pip install Pigbag, and then you do this. So you go into this window and you do Pigbag Pygame input. This is the folder where is the main file, and you run this. You will see that you see this text and it creates this build folder with the things that we need to upload it into some web space. So you go into this web folder here and you copy these files as I did. You go into your GitHub repository, and if you have into your local folder, as I think you got, and let's go back to here is my GitHub repository folder, formazione.github.io. I've created a folder called Pigbag, and another folder called Pygame underscore input, and here I pasted my files. So now if I go and take this address here and I paste it here, okay, let me do it again because okay, it's called index in this time. If I go here and paste it, this go slash index.html, and I substitute here this part with https column / this, you see that we got it online and it works. So if you don't want to use h.io, but you can use your GitHub repository to use it online. Okay, that's all. See you next time, and bye.